A long time ago in a land far, far, far away from here, God initiated a relationship. God initiates a relationship with human beings. And he did it from the first, way back when, with the first human beings, Adam and Eve. And he's been doing it with generation after generation. And he continues to do it. I'm going to read to you from Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. I want you to listen to it, and I want you to watch for all the promises that God gives to Abraham. Listen to what it says. Now God said to Abram, "Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you, and I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." God had a special calling for Abraham. Right off the bat, God spoke to him, and he issued this blessing, and he's going to make this blessing possible through some promises. Did you notice those promises? Let's look at them together. First, God promised to make Abraham into a great nation. Second, God promised him a great name. Third, God promised him a new land. And fourth, God promised Abraham that all the peoples of the earth were going to be blessed through him. Now, can you imagine hearing all those things spoken to you personally from God? Well, for Abraham at that time, these must have seemed like strange words to hear. It must have been difficult to hear for him. His wife was barren. How could he be the father of a great nation when he couldn't even father one child with his wife? And how could he have a great land when he didn't own any land? How could his name be great if he had no one to carry on that name? And let me ask you this, for us, why do you think it's so difficult for us to take God at his word? Well, surely it was tough for Abraham to hear those words. But what was God doing? What was he saying to not only to Abraham, but to the whole world in speaking these blessings and these promises? He was addressing our problems and our greatest need. You see, sin started for human beings way back in the Garden of Eden. And it's been passed down from generation, person to person, as they're born ever since then. So sin is a huge problem. At the Tower of Babel, the people there tried to make a great name for themselves, but they failed at doing that. And in the process, they made an even bigger mess of things than they were before. And of course, the land was cursed after the fall. But now, in Genesis chapter 12, a new land is being promised. Worldwide blessing is being envisioned. New hearts will be given to the people. God is now rolling out a plan to make all things new and to restore that relationship that should have been ours as humans when he first created us. And he's going to restore everything that was lost in Eden. But what did Abraham do when he heard all this from God? And surely it was hard to hear. Well, Abraham believed, and he trusted, and he acted on it. Now, I wish we all would do that all the time. Abraham wasn't perfect, neither are we, but he did something that was so notable. God took his belief and counted it for righteousness. God initiated this relationship with Abraham. Abraham didn't deserve it. He couldn't work for it. He didn't earn it in any way. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't even a godly man. And yet God extended grace, and Abraham received it. And that's your story too, if you're a Christian. If we are trusting Christ, then we can't take the credit for it. God fulfilled his promises to Abraham. And those promises centered in the promise of a son. God came through and fulfilled that promise to Abraham. He had a son, and his name was Isaac. But later on, the promised one, the promised only begotten Son of the Father, came to earth, and he initiated a relationship with humanity by extending grace, by extending mercy, by going to the cross to pay for our sin, and in exchange, offering us salvation. His name is Jesus Christ, and he makes all things new, and he makes all things well, and he can give you life today. I hope you know him. I pray that you have a great day. Just remember, do what Abraham did. Listen to God, trust him, and obey. God bless you.